that's affected me, myself, over the years. Bipolar and depression. I was one of those people that was almost at the point where I'd had enough. Regardless of anything, I'm posting this video anyway, all right? So I was recently approached by a men's mental health charity who asked me to do a video for their socials explaining to their audience how I deal with my mental health, which I was privileged about. I thought, that's amazing, yeah, I'm up for doing that. So I filmed the video, edited it, sent it over to them, and they come back and basically rejected the video. It just wasn't suitable for them for whatever reason. It just didn't work for them, which is fair enough, okay? They then come back and offered like coaching for me so I could film the video in a way that was perhaps delivered more suited to them. Which I just said, look, I can't do that. If I'm delivering any kind of speech, it needs to come from within me. I thought what I need to do is I need to post this video on my own social media, because I believe that the way that I deal with my own challenges, my own mental health, as it's often described as, I think it's perfect. I think the way I deal with my own life is brilliant. It's helped me overcome a lot of pretty drastic challenges. I won't go into detail, some of the challenges that I've had in my own life, but I've been through a lot of negative, and I've come out the other side positive. Now, this video is not intended to offend anyone. It's not intended to do anything other than help people. Some of you might, correct myself, lots of you will find this helpful, but some of you might not, okay? But I thought, regardless of anything, I'm posting this video anyway, all right? Let's get into it. Here we go. Right, so mental health. So I've obviously been asked to do a little piece on mental health. It's something that I am quite, I suppose, passionate about, something that I feel is really important. For me personally, it's something that's affected me, myself, over the years. And it's also, I've lost people because of ill mental health. So when I was asked to do a piece about mental health, I thought it's really important that I do this. So I don't know if people will disagree or agree with how I deal with my own life, but I feel like what I know now, had I known it so many years ago, my life would have been so much easier. By the way, my name's Calvin. I'm a car dealer from Luton, and I'm also a social media sort of influencer, whatever you want to call it, YouTuber. And yeah, I do all car related content, which is probably why I've been asked to do this, because the majority of my audience are male, and I do know that males, not specifically, because women do as well, but a lot of males seem to struggle a lot with mental health. So I think it's really important that I get this out there. So me personally, again, I wish I knew this earlier in life. I ignore my emotions. I treat emotions like they're my enemy. I'm looking down at my phone, by the way, because I've written some notes. I treat emotions like they're my enemy. I focus on what's right and what's wrong. So, for example, if I've had a bad day, I'm tired, I'm stressed, I run multiple businesses. My life is a very stressful life. I come home from work, I'm stressed. Now, some people might walk through the door feeling stressed. I've got my missus there, I've got my little boy, my dog. They're all happy to see me. Some people might walk through the door and display that they're stressed, display that they're frustrated, display that they've had a difficult day. Me, I'll walk through the door and I'll ignore that emotion, because I look at my emotions literally like they're my enemies. I walk through the door and be like, you right guys, everyone happy? Everyone had a good day? And I make sure that everyone's happy, because that's what brings the vibe up in the house. We'll then look to have dinner. Some people might choose to have a kebab or something rubbish, something that's not good for them, because they feel like, oh, I've had a bad day, let me just give in to eating some junk now, or cracking open a beer, open up the fridge and having a beer. But that's wrong. It's not good to do that. I want to eat a healthy meal, I want to drink water with my meal, and in the morning when my alarm goes off, I don't want to have a hangover. I want to wake up and I want to feel fresh, I want to feel ready, because it's important that I get up, I go to the gym. Again, gym's tough, it's hard work, but I ignore the fact that it might be tough, it might be dark outside, I might feel cold, I might not, I could just stay in bed, I feel tired. But I ignore all of that and I crack on and I go to the gym, and then I face work the following day, and it might be tough, but I expect it to be tough. And the man that chose to have a beer last night, well, that probably turned into 3 or 4 beers. He's currently in bed with a hangover, not feeling too great, ain't slept very well. Whereas me, on the other hand, I've got up early, I've had a bloody brilliant sleep, I'm in the gym, and the day ahead is going to be challenging, but it's going to be less challenging for me because my head's more ready for it than what his will be, purely because I chose to ignore my emotions the night before. And I wish I realised so many years ago that life is one big challenge, and I think you need to embrace all of those challenges as best as you can. I'm constantly just making sure I'm doing what's right for me and my surroundings, not wrong for me and my surroundings, because ultimately we're here to progress, to overcome challenges and continue to try our best to move forward. Now, the results, you're not in control of results, but one thing you are fully in control of is how you're dealing with your daily life. And by going with what's right all the time, I believe that you get better results. You feel happier, you feel more productive, and you feel more rewarded in yourself. As I got older, I realised that we're just big balls of energy. We're literally just big balls of energy. And for us to expect that we should feel balanced and normal and not have any emotion, just to be stable constantly, well, you're bloody stupid to think that. It's just impossible. We've got hormones, we've got chemicals. Our chemicals can be different from what we're eating, how we've slept, how much pressure we're currently under. And as a result of that, our emotions are up and down, and that's normal. And for years, I felt rubbish. I felt stressed because I went through a lot in my own life. Anxiety, mental health, and depression is often too quick to be the blame for not feeling okay, I think. I went to the doctors once to say that I'm not feeling good. This was when I was a lot younger. And the doctor said you could have some kind of serious mental health issues. He suggested things like bipolar and depression. And at that appointment, he actually gave me antidepressants. And I went home and I got the antidepressants from the chemist, and I went home and I looked at them and I chucked them in the bloody bin, because I thought, I am not relying on a tablet to make me feel better. Now, I've actually lost people close to me because I believe through antidepressants. I think they're absolutely terrible, and I think we should focus more on ourselves, trying to feel better within ourselves. Life is tough, understanding that life is tough, eating good food, doing regular exercise, sleeping well, building good relationships, being honest with ourselves as well. What annoys you? What do you need to work on? Work on yourself. Self-criticism. Criticise yourself. Looking yourself in the mirror and say, what are my downfalls? What are my weaknesses? And work on yourself. Don't just give in to taking antidepressants. I've also written here, we're not supposed to feel okay all the time. That is perfectly normal. There's that saying that we've all heard, it's okay to not be okay. That saying is so massively underrated. It is perfectly okay for you not to be okay. You don't need to go to the doctors. You don't need to take tablets. You don't need to, you're fine. There's nothing wrong with you. You're absolutely fine. Specifically, going back to when I went through this patch of ill mental health in my life, I was in my 20s. You know, when you're in your 20s, your early 20s, your emotions, or specifically your hormones, are all over the place, for boys and for girls. It's a tough, challenging time, but because it was something that I couldn't talk about, I just sort of tried to deal with it within my own head. It was a challenge that I really struggled with. And my only place I could go was the doctors, which I just feel like that was the wrong place for me. I just needed some advice, some good advice and good guidance. I realise now, as I'm older, that I don't suffer with anxiety. I don't suffer with stress. I have anxiety. I have a bit of stress. But all of those feelings are normal feelings in reaction to our daily lives. And it's okay, because we all have them feelings. And if you don't, you're probably more abnormal not to have those feelings. It shouldn't be seen as suffering. It should simply be seen as a normal or correct reaction to how we're feeling or reacting to our surroundings and the challenges that we're being faced with. It's fine, it's perfectly normal. Too many people are signing themselves off work, claiming to be depressed, being prescribed antidepressants, and in drastic cases even taking their own lives, purely because the news and the media and certain messages in and around life and social media are giving us the wrong perception about what our feelings should be. I know this because I've witnessed this firsthand, and without being too graphic, I've witnessed too much. Let's put it that way. I've personally lost people that are close to me because they've given up. Simple as that. They've given up because they've been faced with this challenge or this feeling or this wrong emotion that's going through their head, and they've given up. And their way of giving up is ending their own life. And if I could have sat down with all of those people, and there is too many of them, I know I could have changed it for them just by making them realise that it's perfectly normal what you're feeling. But sadly, I'll never get the opportunity to do that but I did get the opportunity to do this video. Now, this is just how I deal with things, and I believe in my own experience that it's changed my life. And I'm almost ashamed to admit it, that I was one of those people that was almost at the point where I'd had enough. And it annoys me that I just didn't have this knowledge at that point in time. I went through the struggle purely because I didn't know. And that's why this video is so bloody important to me. And to those that are suffering, trust me, if you exhaust and experience and try everything that I've suggested in this video, and just understand that it's okay how you're feeling, then you might look at yourself and think, you know what, I'm actually not abnormal. There's nothing wrong with me. This is just how I'm supposed to be. And I think you'll find yourself living a happier life. And you will have an unbalanced and inconsistent emotional journey through life, but that's how you're supposed to be. And that's my way of dealing with it. I accept that if I'm feeling down, of course I feel down. You know, we all get down. If I have a stressful day, of course I'm stressed. Let me just focus on what's right and wrong. Let me get up and go to the gym. Let me do what's good for me. Let me go to work, try and earn money, try and do my best to be a better person, be a better husband, be a better dad, son, boss, uncle, whatever. Just be the best that I can possibly be, whilst not completely ignoring your emotions, because it's important that you're in touch with your emotions. But sometimes your emotions can just get the better of you, and they don't actually need to, because in a lot of cases they're actually your enemy. And if you're at the point where you've exhausted every single option, and you're at the point where you've got no other option other than to go to the doctors and ask for medical help, then by all means do that. But until you've tried every natural remedy and overcome the simple understanding of how you should be feeling, don't even go down that route. You don't need any kind of drugs. You don't need any kind of external influence. You need to do this from within yourself. If you're going through any kind of negative emotional journey right now and you're unsure if you have something wrong with you, comment your feelings below. Let's have an open discussion and help each other get through this. Also, let's get one thing straight. My channel ain't just a YouTube channel. My channel's a community, and we're all on this journey together. If you want your life to get easier, accept that it's going to be hard first. And remember, above everything, you must keep on it.